Hey everyone, it's me Gavin and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving back into Goddess of Victory NIKKE and continuing on with the second half of our brand new event, Unbreakable Sphere, which this time around, however, is going to be introducing Mihara Bonding Chain, our brand new SSR unit that I am incredibly excited to try to recruit here. I've been very excited for this character since we had the Wordless event, and then she's got a brand new gacha outfit as well for us to experience and hopefully try to get, right? So, as is customary here, first and foremost, we're going to be trying to recruit Mihara Bonding Chain. But before we do that, I would highly encourage you to please consider subscribing to the channel for more Goddess of Victory NIKKE content, and to give the video a thumbs up if you do enjoy these videos and you guys wish to see more of it. It helps very, very much. But with that being said, let's dive into it. We are here in game, as you guys can see. We'll respect pickup recruitment. There she is, Mihara Bonding Chain. She's an attacker, a burst 3 unit, I believe, and I think she's also fire element. And of course, the brand new gacha outfit, right? So that's something that we're going to be taking a look at. There's currently an event going on over on the community page, which is blah blah link. It's called Who Remembers Her Pass. You guys participate in that for a chance to win some gems and all kinds of in-game rewards. We've got all the stuff going on with our 5x5, which I've been doing my best to try to take care of. And then, of course, right here, 1 free recruitment per day. There it is, Mihara Bonding Chain. And good lord, on that burst animation, am I right? I gotta have her, okay? It's gotta happen. Hopefully we're really lucky, and hopefully she comes home soon. Hopefully you guys are also able to recruit her, because she's a must-have in my opinion. Look at her skill set. She's very useful. There's a free recruitment there. I believe we also got a free recruitment over here for Siren as well. So be sure to take advantage of those. If you guys have not already, I would highly encourage you to do so. It is free pulls. We love free pulls, right? But we are here for Mihara Bonding Chain. Let's continue on. First 10 pull. We gotta keep track here. I had 34 vouchers, right? Advanced recruit vouchers. First 10, that's fine. That's a sacrifice. That's nothing. We're good. 20 pulls. SSR! 20 pulls! It's gotta be it, right? It has got to be it. Okay. Let's go. Only 1 SSR. We're looking for overspec. We're looking for an overspec. Tetra. I think she's a missileless unit though, right? She is a missileless unit, I believe. So, sugar. Alright, 30 pulls. Nothing. Ugh. We're going into the gems now. 40 pulls. Dude, this better not do what it did to me last time for Siren, right? 40 pulls. I can live with 40. I can live with 40. 2! We got 2! Tetra.
I'm Moran, the leader of the Peony Association.
Not my favorite character, but you know what? I'll take it. It's fine. As long as the next one is overspec, right? It's gotta be Mihara. Mihara Bonding Chain.
What are you?
Mihara Bonding Chain. There's Mihara. There's Mihara. Tetra. Ah, man, dude, come on. What is going on here? Holy, and it's Yula. Oof. Rip on that pull. 50 pulls. Let's go. Ugh. 50 pulls. Nothing. 60 pulls. Dude, this is just like reaming my gems. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. 70? Come on, man. What is going on here? 80 pulls. 80 pulls. Please. Please. And it's only 1. It is only 1. Please.
Let's go.
Missileless? Missileless?
Teacher, it's been ages.
I'll take it, but that's not the character I wanted. 90 pulls. Dude, I'm gonna run out of gems. I'm gonna run out of gems. 100 recruits. 100! Is 100 lucky? I think it's unlucky, but at the same time, I hope it's lucky.
Let's go. Soldier. Ah!
Missilis, overspec. Yeah, there we go. 100 was a lucky number this time around, okay? There she is, finally. Good lord. Holy crap, man. These banners have just been like eating my gems. What do I have left? Okay, well, we're still 50,000. We're not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. 57,000's fine. But that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted because I'm saving for the collaboration event that's going to be coming up next month, right? So that's what we're saving for. Dude, holy moly. That is a lot of gems to just... But we got her. So we're happy about that. That is good. And we also have, I believe, a mission pass available currently for an alternate outfit for Cinderella, so be sure to go over and take advantage of that if you guys are interested in it. And of course, we gotta go check out the gacha outfit, right? We gotta go check that out. Next, one free right there for the gacha outfit for Mihara. We got one free. I don't know if they're gonna give us any additionals in the ticket shop, but I mean, it speaks for itself. I'm sure you guys understand why we need this outfit, right? I'm sure you understand. And we do have another free one. Okay, so fantastic. There you go. They're giving us a couple of free pulls to get that out of the way. They're alleviating some of that cost, right? Keeping it discounted for us. We appreciate that. This is what we want to see. This is what we love to see. So there you go. Get yourself some free rewards at the very least, right? Now, we've only got to do a maximum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pulls, right? So 6 pulls and you're guaranteed to get the outfit. That's what we like to see. I'll come back to that at some point just to let you guys know. We gotta go and we gotta throw Mihara into our group, and then we're gonna go right into the story. So first and foremost, I just want to see what she looks like in game. Again, we want to see the close up here. We don't want to, you know, just go based upon what the recruit banner was showing us. I want to see all of the assets in real time.
I think I'll be able to try out even more things.
Yes, please. Yes, please. We've got to throw on... Oh, no, I don't have one for her. But you know what? I was prepared, and I thought ahead. So I've got one ready and waiting. And it may not be here right now, but it's in my inventory, and I will throw it on her. But we're going view mode because we want to see the shot animation. God, I love miniguns. MGs are the way to go, okay? MGs all the way, MGs all day. And then, of course, the gacha outfit.
When are you finally going to let go of your reservations and let me enjoy this fully?
Holy moly, dude. Are you guys seeing the physics in this animation? Because that is insanity, and the level of detail in the outfit as well, right? Not only obviously the lacy texture, but like the slight tears in the leggings, and just like, dude, the little mesh on the side of her head. It's holy crap, dude.
Still too weak.
Look at the freaking the physics in this. It's insane. It's insane. Good lord, dude. That is an absolute must-have, and especially if you've seen the burst animation and you heard those voiceover lines, okay? I'm telling you, Mihara, 100% gonna happen. And of course, like I said, right here in the inventory, I was prepared. I made sure that I had one here for the minigun, right? That is this icon, I feel like. Is this, nope, that's not the sniper rifle. Is this sniper rifle? Is this sniper rifle or MG? I can't remember. This one is... not telling me what it is. It's SMG. I don't remember my icons, okay? My apologies. This one... Yep, okay, so this is the one here. MG, boom, there you go. Thank you, you're welcome. But I'm gonna go throw her into the synchro, and then I'll skip ahead to show you guys that we do have the other half of the story event, Unbreakable Sphere, which we are gonna be diving into, and we're gonna be tackling the entirety of that, so here's your spoiler warning. Be warned that we are going through the entirety of the story right now, okay? Back to back to back. I'm going to condense it so that way there's none of the battle scenes or anything like it there. So again, without further ado, let's dive into it. All right, here we are, story 2. get to see the gigantic gaping maw of Gluttony in the background of this incredibly beautiful splash art. Holy dude. Unbreakable's here. Okay, so we got a little alteration here for the title, right? Holy smokes, dude. Yeah, baby. Okay, so we got normal and hard mode. Hard mode unlocks next week. Let's get event 1-1 underway. And we gotta comprise our party here, right, with our brand new character, of course. So we're gonna do Siren, who we're gonna throw right over here. We're gonna go Mihara, front and center. Let's throw Cinderella in there for good measure, just because, you know, she's our girl. We'll throw in Grave, of course. And then we're gonna, you know what, we're not gonna use Yuni, we're gonna use Mori. Because Mori's been one of the focal points of the story as well, right? So we'll throw her in there. There's our party. We are ready to go. And yes, if you guys have noticed, I got incredibly lucky with the gacha for Mihara Bonding Chain. I actually ended up getting it in a single purchase. Believe it or not, I didn't think it was possible, but it was, and it happened.
I remember when I first opened my eyes and found myself here.
So I guess that's where my luck came around, right? Instead of doing 100 pulls?
An infinite black void. All that stared back at me was cold seawater and endless bits and bobs from the surface which Gluttony had swallowed.
Okay, so this is when she first got here, right? When she was first swallowed by Gluttony.
As well as a red core.
When she was abandoned by Levi.
At first, I used my abilities to try every possible method of escape. I tried shooting bubbles at the core. I tried using my kotodama. None of it worked.
So she was pretty much, literally out of all options.
Gluttony was different than ordinary raptures. It was moving by primal instinct alone.
The need to feed.
The result was that my kotodama had no effect on it. Gluttony seemed to prioritize its urge to consume above all other instincts.
Yep.
When I'd
Makes
exhausted
sense.
all possible means of escape, I started to become afraid. Was I going to die in this place? Once I was digested, what kind of attack would Gluttony unleash on the outside world? What would happen if Gluttony found out about the nature of my bubbles?
So she was freaking out, essentially, trying to come up with any sort of solution she could to the issue. And you can hear it in her voice, right? She was incredibly nervous and not knowing what to do. She was scared.
Was I doomed to fail once again? Without achieving anything? It was at that moment that I remembered a promise I'd once made to a few friends. She told me that from now on, our story was no longer one of failure, but a fairy tale. One with a happy ending. I became determined not to give up. My friends were surely out there, trying their best in order to keep that promise too.
Alright, so she had to do her part to hold up that promise that they had set for each other.
I couldn't give up. I had to struggle with all my might. In order to keep myself alive, I had to create more bubbles. I expanded the protective bubble around myself in order not to be detected by Gluttony's core. I gathered surrounding remnants from the surface and created a space where I could live. I crafted a tree out of bubbles, fabricated a bubble workshop, and built all the places where I lived with you guys. I also made dolls that resembled my friends and launched them up to the surface. I hoped that someday, perhaps my friends would encounter these doppelgangers and come looking for me.
So again, right, she was incredibly like hopeless, but at the same time she was doing all she could in order to sustain herself, in order to prolong this entire haphazard event that happened, right? Like where she was pretty much stuck now. She was trying to find a way for her to hold on just a little bit longer so that way her friends could find her and hopefully save her from gluttony.
I continued making the bubbles and launching them up to the surface.
And all the while feeling so alone is why she also created these replicas as well, right? It wasn't only just so that way she could hopefully see her friends come and rescue her, but it was also a way for her to feel like she wasn't alone, right? She had her friends there with her, even if they weren't her real friends.
Again and again, I did this. I waited for a long time.
And you can tell that she never ever did blame Levi for running away on her, right? Otherwise she wouldn't have made a replica of her as well.
At times, the loneliness was excruciating. I considered giving up more than once. But even in the deepest depths of my despair, my longing to see my friends trumped all else. I wanted to uphold the promise I made on that day.
That's exactly what we were saying.
And so I strengthened my resolve countless times and pushed on. Then you guys came, swallowed whole by gluttony. I was terribly worried for you all. But paradoxically, I was also ecstatic to finally have company. During my time alone, I had learned how to control my kotodama, and being able to talk, laugh, and live with you all filled me with ineffable joy.
Dude, that's like heartbreaking.
That's how much you all mean to me. Your presence here was a gift. I'm so glad I was able to meet you all.
We gotta save her.
I'm not afraid of the end anymore. I'm no longer scared. I'm no longer lonely.
Yeah, but you can't give up, Siren.
So don't blame yourselves. And live well.
Dude, I swear, if they kill her off, I am going to be incredibly upset. Like, Grave and Cinderella need to burst in there and just save her, man.
Siren.
Mori opens her eyes.
What?
Above Mori is the ceiling of what appears to be a medical room, and Mana, by the look of things, over here on the left.
Are you awake?
Who?
Nice to meet you. I'm Mana of the MMR squad.
Damn, dude. I'm crushed.
Are you Mori from the incubator squad?
Yes.
I see.
Where am I?
This is Reclamation Site 01. It's the first area on the surface that we've successfully reclaimed. Have you heard of it?
I have, but what am I doing here?
They better not scrap her, either.
Once we were out of danger, Wardress brought you back here.
Are Mihara and Yuni?
They're outside. Would you like to go meet them?
Yes.
Mori.
Mihara, what happened to Gluttony? Where's Siren?
Gluttony left.
No. Is there any way we can follow it? We need to go save Siren.
It's possible for us to track it, but...
Then let's go. We have to hurry before it gets too far.
we can't do that.
What?
We can't go.
Is she saying that because she knows that Mori needs to report back?
Do you hear what you're saying? Don't you want to save Siren?
Of course I do.
But she also wants to save you too, Mori.
But tracking Gluttony is impossible.
Why not?
Mori, do you know what kind of rapture Gluttony is?
No, I don't. And I don't care. Besides...
No. This is something you need to know. Siren risked her life to save your own. I can't let you go rushing headlong into danger without knowing anything, even if it is because you want to save her. If you end up throwing your life away recklessly, all of Siren's sacrifices will be in vain.
She understands, like she totally gets it, dude.
Gluttony appeared during the first Rapture invasion. A Tyrant-class Rapture.
So we're getting some backstory. I wonder, again, is this gonna, like, introduce a whole different, like, tier of Raptures to us that are, like, crazy overclassed units? Are they gonna be, like, astronomically powerful?
After humanity went into the Ark, it rarely showed up. And so the only information we have on it is from old records. It consumed an ICBM intended to destroy the lift, then expelled all that energy back at the launch site and utterly decimated it. From that point on, humanity stopped using large-scale armaments against Rapture facilities. That's probably why Siren insisted on staying behind. If Gluttony digests the AA pillar and the energy contained within it, this entire region would be wiped off the map.
Yeah, if it can regurgitate any sort of, like, energy that it's consumed in, like, a destructive force like that, probably not wise
Is it really
to go
that
attacking
dangerous?
it.
Yes, it is. It's a miracle that we were able to get out of that thing alive. And here you are, wanting to rush back towards it. Are you sure you can do that? You're afraid of fighting run-of-the-mill ordinary Raptures. When you stand in front of Gluttony, are you sure you won't lose your nerve?
We've seen it happen.
Besides, this isn't a problem which can be solved with willpower alone. Even if you are willing to risk your life, you most likely won't be able to make a dent in that beast. You'd be throwing your life away. I understand that it's a bitter pill to swallow, but there are some things which we are powerless to change. This is one of them.
That's rough, man, because that's really getting me down a bit, Siren.
You can't do this, Mori. You must give it up.
She won't quit.
The best thing for us to do now is rest. In the meantime, we can take our time to mull this over. Let's go,
I'm not stupid. I know that. I know that if I go out there, I'm signing my own death warrant. That I might die without being able to do anything. Especially since we're talking about me. Someone who's afraid of even regular Raptures. I realize I'd be powerless against something like Gluttony.
But I think for her, not trying is more of a punishment than even that. Knowing that she didn't even give any sort of extra effort to rescue Siren, who was so friendly to her. The first person that treated her as an equal, I think that would be more devastating to her, knowing that she gave up on her, right?
You're right. The right thing for a weak NIKKE from the incubator squad to do is give up. But I can't. I can't get it out of my head. I can't abandon her. She was the first person who told me she was glad I was alive. Even if I get chewed up, melted into a puddle, whatever it is, I want to go save her. I can't live knowing that she gave up her life for mine. So...
Mori kneels in front of Mihara and Yuni.
Mori.
Please. Just this once. Could you help me? I know what I did to you is unforgivable. I know how shameless this request is. I'm perfectly aware that I should be asking for forgiveness instead of a favor. So I'll do anything. If you go with me, I will do anything. I put my life entirely in your hands. If you tell me to submit a false report, I'll do it. I will give you anything and everything I have. You give the order, any order, and I'll obey. If you want me to die in your place, I'm willing to do it any time. So please, help me, just this once.
Yeah, she's literally, like I said, not going to give up. She's willing to give it her all. She's sticking her neck out in any way possible, as long as it means that they're going to go and try and make an effort to save Siren.
I don't have any special skills or connections. All I can do is beg. So here I am, on my knees, begging you to help me chase after Gluttony. Please.
I knew this would happen. Once someone has been shown love, they'll never give up.
She said that to Siren. Mihara and Yuni look at Mori.
Such affection. Such sorrow. I suppose we don't have much choice, do we? If you're that determined, Mori, let's go save Siren.
Good.
Mihara.
Dude, the amount of character growth that they've been giving Mori, though, right? It's fantastic.
But we can't rush in without a plan.
That's right, you gotta go in level-headed.
Before we make our move, we need to find a clue as to how to take down Gluttony. If we don't do that, then this isn't a rescue operation, but a suicide mission. Understand?
I understand.
All right then. Let's go see what we can find out.
Man, I love Mihara. Holy crap, dude. The best. Temporary operation room in Reclamation Site 01.
So that's why you came to see me?
Yes, we came seeking whatever knowledge you have on Gluttony.
I feel like she probably would have some sort of information that they wouldn't know.
I already provided you with all the basic information about Gluttony.
But I also feel like she probably wouldn't, like, let on any key information just because of the nature of MMR.
Indeed, and we thank you for that.
So what more do you need to know?
Are you aware of there being any way to take it down?
Gluttony, you mean?
Yeah. I figured with you being the way you are, you'd have considered potential ways to eliminate it.
Me? Why would you think that?
When we were swallowed by Gluttony, I heard you say to us, "Get away from there immediately."
She did say that.
Isn't that because you were in the middle of dropping the AA pillar?
Yup.
How did you know that?
We saw the AA pillar inside Gluttony's stomach.
The AA pillar is still inside Gluttony?
Yes. In order to prevent that energy from being absorbed, the NIKKE who saved our lives is still inside Gluttony. So, in order to rescue her,
Is she aware?
we need a way to subdue Gluttony, even if it's only momentarily. Is there any way to make that happen?
The fact that you all came back alive after being consumed by Gluttony is surprising enough. Now I'm being told there's still someone inside?
Okay, so she's not aware.
Is she a pilgrim?
We're not sure, but most likely, yes.
That at least increases our chances of a successful rescue. We're conducting joint research into this incident, along with the central government. So, I'm not at liberty to act on my own and divulge information.
Right, so again, she probably knows some key information, but she can't let on.
I see.
What I can do for you is introduce you to someone else who could help.
Okay.
Would that be all right?
Such as...
Who would that be?
Hello. Since this is my first operation with Wardress, allow me to introduce myself.
Shifty?
I'm Shifty, an operator from the Central Government's Intelligence Division. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Shifty.
I'm seeing a few faces that don't belong to Wardress, at least according to the database. Since you mentioned this operation involves a few secret agents, I won't ask any questions.
That's very considerate of you.
Mana briefed me on the situation. You all escaped from inside Gluttony. and now you're planning to track it down in order to rescue the pilgrim that's still inside. Is that correct?
You got it.
Yeah, that's correct. Is there any way we could receive support from the central government?
That would be somewhat difficult. Unless gluttony poses a direct threat to the central government, they've decided not to actively pursue it.
So you mean they're just leaving it alone?
I figured that's the conclusion they'd reach.
Out of sight, out of mind.
May I ask why they decided on that course of action?
If they're not feeling threatened, then why would they go and use resources to deal with something that, again, is not threatening them?
Probably because they haven't found a way to eliminate it yet.
Or that.
You think so?
Of course. After it swallowed the AA pillar like it was nothing, we've been at a loss as to how to take it down as well. We haven't come up with any definite way to destroy gluttony. At least, not at the moment.
We did think of attempting an extermination operation by deploying an elite combat squad from the Ark, the counter squad. However, given that the Ark has recently suffered a large-scale attack, it was decided that reinforcing the Ark's defenses was our top priority. As far as I know, our current strategy is to refrain from proactive engagement.
I see.
So just complete avoidance.
I suppose that means we don't know of any way to restrain gluttony either.
Siren.
Actually, that's not entirely true. It's far from exact, but...
There's a way?
well...
We have found a way to damage it.
Oh?
The only thing is that the method is rather extreme, and it requires a big sacrifice. As such, we've designated it as unviable.
When you say sacrifice, what do you mean?
Yeah, what kind of sacrifice?
Someone has to enter through Gluttony's mouth and plant this onto its core.
Mana takes out a glass container filled with crystals and batteries.
Are those crystals?
E2 crystals, to be precise, harvested from the crystal region.
So those are the one that sap energy, but why batteries?
They have a unique property where they absorb electrical energy upon contact. They then continue to expand until all energy is depleted. They are dangerous to NIKKEs as well as raptures. Unless sealed within glass, like so, it will instantly consume anything it touches.
Well, I mean, realistically, Siren wouldn't have any trouble containing the crystals anyways, right? With her bubbles. I would think.
If we're able to plant that onto Gluttony's core...
Yes. No matter how adept that creature is at absorbing and discharging energy, there would be no way for it to counteract a parasitic organism attached directly to its own core. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, I'm positive this could take it down.
Then what are we waiting for?
Gluttony isn't simply going to sit still and let us plant this on it.
That's why this method was deemed infeasible.
Precisely. There had never been a recorded case of anyone escaping from gluttony after being consumed by it.
Well, Exhibit A.
But then you guys showed up. You all came shooting back up out of gluttony like some kind of miracle.
But that's all it is. A miraculous fluke, yes, but a fluke nonetheless.
And the problem is now, the energy that Siren used in order to send them back outside of gluttony, literally like tapped pretty much all the energy that she had been saving up, right? So if they re-enter and they're lucky enough to put the crystals onto the core, there's no guarantee that she's going to be able to manifest enough energy to be able to actually allow them to escape safely too.
If you were to go back inside, the chances of coming out alive are still close to 0. Even with that pilgrim still being inside the beast. If something were to go wrong during your attempted entry, we would have no safeguards in place to respond to such a situation.
Right. If its mouth closes before you're all the way inside, or if the silver liquid touches you, you'd melt instantly.
Yup.
I'll do it.
This isn't a decision you should make lightly.
I'm not making it lightly. I told you. It doesn't matter what happens to me. I want to save her.
She is literally willing to risk it all.
So I'll do it.
Mori.
I can do it.
All right.
In that case, there are 2 remaining uncertainties. A method to lure gluttony, and a way to keep its mouth open and hold it in place. If we can find answers to those 2 quandaries, it'd go a long way to ensuring the operation is successful.
You have to provide some other sort of like massive power source in order to appease it.
A way to hold it in place.
You don't have any ideas at all?
No, we haven't come up with a solution for that yet. That's another reason why this operation was never attempted.
I see.
Okay. That should be enough information to go on.
Does that mean?
Yes. Let's go save Siren.
So what sort of plan does Mihara have up her sleeve, I wonder? She gonna try to restrain it with her chains, possibly?
Thank you both for your help. We will think of the rest ourselves.
Understood.
Huh. We'll see how it unfolds. Reclamation Site 01 indoors.
How in the world can we hold gluttony in place?
Mori, I've been thinking.
Yeah?
Remember how you told us you were willing to do anything?
Yes. I'll do anything you tell me to. Just say the word.
Then, could you perhaps lend me your phone for a moment?
Her phone?
Huh?
Oh, okay, so is this gonna be where she's like messaging Jien?
My phone?
Right, because we got a little snippet of this in the previous story.
Yeah. I need it.
That's it? Why do you make it sound so serious? I was bracing myself for something big.
Sorry. You seemed awfully tense, so I wanted to lighten the mood. Don't you feel a bit more relaxed now?
Yeah, sure. I'm positively stress-free.
The sarcasm.
Anyway, here.
Mori hands over her cell phone to Mihara.
What do you need it for anyway? I really don't know anyone who could help us.
There's someone. Someone very powerful.
Yup.
I know someone like that?
Very evil as well.
You certainly do. She sent you to us.
Hold on. Are you?
I'm going to contact her. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay. You don't have to keep asking for my permission.
But she's immediately like, how do you know that Jien sent me?
I told you. I'm willing to go through anything and everything. So hurry up and do it.
Thanks, Mori. I'll be right back.
You're not doing it here?
I think I'll need a little privacy for our conversation.
Oh.
Yuni, will you stay with Mori for a moment? It won't take long. What's wrong, Yuni? Do you not want me to go? I'm sorry, but I really must go. I have something to discuss with this individual.
Just get like separation anxiety.
I think they may have a solution to our problem. They should know a way for us to keep gluttony momentarily in check. Or, in other words, a perfect way for me to utilize my power. So, please, could you stay with Mori for a moment?
Mihara stands up.
I'll be right back.
Mihara walks outside, leaving Yuni behind. For some reason, Yuni can't fully explain. She feels nervous. I don't know, maybe it's because all she can say is "Coo!" Mihara seems to have come to some momentous decision. And the fact that Yuni doesn't know what it is or how to stop it terrifies her.
Are you okay, Yuni?
Yuni turns around and glares at Mori.
Yuni?
Staring at the one she believes is the cause of all this, Yuni is overcome by an inexplicable impulse. Mihara walks down the hallway, gripping Mori's phone. Is she gonna grab her by the throat, I wonder?
Maybe contacting this person isn't the right choice. No. I need to settle this once and for all. Even if only for Yuni's sake. I can't keep living in the dark, constantly under threat. I can't protect anyone like this. I can't save anyone. I can't achieve anything. It'll end up just like before. I'll only end up full of sorrow. I need power. I need to get stronger.
She's hard on herself, but she's determined to do better this time, right? She's determined to make sure that they can live the way they should have been able to.
Let's do this.
She's not gonna falter twice. Mihara unlocks Mori's phone to make the call.
A message.
Mihara opens Mori's blah blah app. Knock knock. Mori, how is your task coming along? The deadline is quickly approaching, and I haven't heard from you. Clearly saw that the calling signal was activated. Why hasn't there been a report? Ah, are you dead perhaps? Heh, how tragic. No, I'm still alive. Wow, still alive and kicking, are you? Excellent. It's nice to meet you, GN. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you recognize me? You're right, I did hurt my head. I can't recall if I've seen you before. So allow me to introduce myself once more. Nice to meet you. I'm Mihara. Oh my. Now things are starting to get interesting. Can we have a little talk? Sure, why not? I'll contact you later. I'll be waiting. Making her wait. Oof, power move.
Well, hello there. Can you hear me?
Well, I mean, she contacted her pretty quick, so maybe it wasn't a power move.
Yes, I can hear you.
She caved almost immediately.
I believe we haven't had the pleasure.
That's right. Nice to meet you.
Wow, you really don't remember? I guess your last memory wipe was the one that finally stuck.
Oh, is that so?
I figured since you were hanging out with Yuni with an explosive collar of your own strapped on, you must have retained some of your old memories, but apparently not. What a shame.
Yes, it would have been nice if I remembered. Then I would have known about you much earlier.
Aw, how nice of you.
As snarky as F.
However, I don't see Mori. You didn't off her, did you?
Like she cares.
She's such a nice kid. How could I kill her? She's somewhere safe, resting.
Ah, I see. If she isn't dead, why isn't she the one contacting me? Apparently she's not as afraid of being disposed of as I thought.
What did you say?
Didn't she tell you? If she doesn't report back with her findings on my little experiment, she's headed for the scrap heap. I assumed you knew everything since you're contacting me on her phone. Looks like I was wrong again.
So I shouldn't make assumptions.
This is my first time hearing all this.
Well then, this is quite a pickle. I'm rather curious to hear about the outcome of the experiment. Perhaps I should ask you how it went?
If I tell you, What's in it for me?
Look at the little negotiator.
Dude, she is like, again, just evil.
You're a cheeky one. What do you want?
It's a big ask. Is that okay?
Hearing you out doesn't cost me anything.
All right, then I'll get to it. Stop this calling signal experiment on Yuni.
Wasn't expecting to hear that.
I'd rather not.
Stop meddling in Mori's life and spare her.
I'll consider it.
And one more thing.
More? Aren't you the greedy one?
Help me become stronger. That's everything.
Oh, now that's an interesting proposal. But it's a rather steep price to pay simply to satisfy my own curiosity. I could cherry-pick any test subject I wanted from the ones up for disposal. Why should I go through all this trouble of dealing with you instead?
How about this? I'll be the one to undergo the experiment.
Taking her place.
Not Yuni. Does that sweeten the deal?
Is she like half rapture as well, though?
Do you even know what kind of experiments I'm conducting?
You're inserting a rapture core inside a NIKKE. Isn't that it? What'd you say?
There are 2 cores inside Yuni.
2 cores? What are you talking about? How do you know that?
When you were all falling, do you remember how I caught you with my bubbles?
Yes.
When someone enters my bubble, I can learn a lot about them.
Okay.
That's how I found out. Yuni was used as a test subject infused with a rapture. She now carries 2 cores inside her.
And are you saying one of those cores is...
Yes. I believe it belonged to a rapture.
a rapture core?
Oh,
So that's why she reacted the way she did to the calling signal.
I believe that is the reason why. Yes. Right now, at least, the NIKKE core is dominant. That allows for Yuni's consciousness to maintain control over her body. But hearing the calling signal seems to activate the rapture core.
Dude, Siren is very analytical.
Continual exposure to it could cause the rapture instincts to take her over completely. For someone like Yuni, whose external body has been fused with a rapture, her identity as a NIKKE could become even more unstable.
Like, she immediately picked up on that, right, as soon as that calling signal happened.
You must be careful.
I'll keep that in mind. Judging by your expression, I'd say I'm on the mark.
You're something else. You know that? How did you know?
Sorry, it's a secret.
Oof. She's like, you want to play that game? No worries, I can play games.
Come now, give me just a little tease.
Do we have a deal or what?
Well, it is an enticing proposal. All of my previous test subjects were NIKKE's about to be scrapped. With you, I'd have a chance to implant a rapture core into someone special. A NIKKE who was handcrafted by my adorable little sister, piece by piece. Yuni's external body had already been fused with rapture parts, so it was already an alternative experiment in many ways. When the Mantis Squad was corrupted, I wondered if I could potentially find a use for them. But then, much to my disappointment, they were healed. After Yuni, I didn't expect another opportunity like this to come along.
I'm glad that you're satisfied.
I certainly am.
But she didn't quite agree yet either.
I had no idea such interesting Nikkes existed. I feel like I've been missing out. If I'd known about you earlier, I would have taken you in back when you got shot in the head.
If you'd done that, then this moment wouldn't be possible, would it?
Fair point. So what is it that you're really after? Why are you so willing to subject your body to my experiments? You have 3 requests. Is that really everything?
Yes, that's everything.
She never mentioned anything about gluttony, which I find interesting, but I guess that's probably just because she feels like if she could become stronger, then she could deal with gluttony herself anyways, right?
Now that I think about it, your requests seem rather modest. Why do you want to become stronger? Do you find you're somehow lacking when it comes to eliminating raptures?
I want to take down gluttony.
There it is.
Ah, gluttony! Yes, that would be an impossible task in your current state. It is officially classified as a tyrant class, but in actuality it's far beyond that. There's a reason it's named after a cardinal sin. But didn't you receive a new body recently?
Yes, but I lack the ability to fully utilize its power.
In other words, you lack talent.
Oof.
I figured if anyone would have a solution, it would be you.
You figured right. If you undergo the same experiment Yuni did, you will definitely become stronger. So that problem will resolve itself automatically. However, that means one of your wishes would have been granted without any real input from me. In that case, we'll say that I owe you one. You can come to me with a request later, and I'll grant it.
Thank you.
No need to thank me.
Definitely no need to thank her. She's up to something.
You, of all people, should know that implanting a rapture core onto a living Nikke is akin to a death sentence. If you want to back out, now's your last chance.
I've already gone through 2 memory wipes, and I'm walking around with a bomb strapped to my neck. I'm getting used to living life on the edge.
Fair point.
That may be so, but carrying 2 cores around is a different kind of thrill altogether.
It's no different from the pain I've had to endure up to this point.
All right, fine. If that's what you really want. I'll stop playing around with the calling signal. I'll also give you what you want when it comes to that incubator friend of yours. As for the strength you desire, I will put it within your grasp.
I really hope this doesn't mean that I just went and spent 100 pulls on Mihara bonding chain only to get another iteration of her again in the future.
Thank you.
Not that I'm opposed to it, but I mean, this is getting pricey.
But I get something in return.
A new guinea pig.
You're now my test subject for life. I get to do whatever I want to you, and you're expected to grin and bear it. Got that?
Yes. Understood.
I don't know if I would have made that kind of sacrifice. Not for her.
Good. I think you're officially fit for my experimenting table.
Yeesh.
I hate her. She's been following us ever since we left the Ark. There's so much terror in her eyes, and yet she still came here with the intent of ruining me and Mihara.
So we're getting more than just coup. That's nice. So we're hearing this inner monologue she's got going on, right?
She activated that calling signal and made me suffer. She almost got Mihara killed. If Siren wasn't there, I would have killed Mihara with my own hands. I'll never forgive her for that.
Yuni?
Mori steps back. Yuni walks towards Mori.
This girl tried to put Mihara in danger. She's put strange thoughts into Mihara's mind. She's put Mihara in danger. I can't forgive her. I won't forgive her.
Stay back, Yuni.
Yuni reaches out and grabs Mori's neck. Did I not just say that that was she was gonna do? Dude, holy crap, man. She's choking everybody.
I must kill her.
Mihara's gonna come in and see this happen, and she's gonna be like, no.
She put Mihara in danger. She's trying to kill Mihara. She killed Mihara. She's the most despicable thing there is. She's like me.
Oh, dude, she is just like not in the right mind at all. Yuni's eyes start to glow red.
Yuni! I'm sorry.
Tears start to flow from Mori's eyes.
I know you won't forgive me.
Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
I know I don't deserve forgiveness.
I said I don't want to hear it.
But you have to let me save Siren. Once I've saved her, then you can kill me.
The tears from Mori's eyes fall onto Yuni's hand.
Please, I'm begging you.
Please, I'm begging you. I know what those words mean. They're the words spoken when you desperately want to save someone precious to you. When you want to help them so badly, but you're powerless. And so all you can do is beg. Beg and speak desperate, pleading words. I understand, but I don't want to.
So I wonder right now, is she like still battling those like rapture tendencies?
I hate that she's like me in this way. I hate that she thinks the same way I do.
Or is this like purely an emotional response to like feeling betrayed?
I can't kill her.
Yuni loosens her grip and Mori collapses to the ground. Yuni slumps to the ground.
Yuni, I'm sorry. Sorry for putting you through this. For putting you and Mihara in harm's way again.
I know you are.
I still want to save her. She's the first person to ever be kind to me. And I loved it. I don't want to lose her or that feeling no matter what.
I understand.
She does, because it's still like relative in the terms of her and Mihara, right?
I know that you feel the same way about Mihara. And yes, despite me knowing that, I'm still making you go out and put yourselves in danger. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being so selfish. But I want to save her. I'm sorry.
I know it all too well. How it feels to know affection for the first time. And how it feels when you lose it. I know that sorrow. That ache. I understand why Mihara wants to help her. To be honest, I also think we should save Siren. That's why I can't find it in myself to despise her fully.
Tears start flowing from Yuni's mask.
Yuni?
But I'm scared. I'm terrified. Terrified of losing Mihara again.
I'm sorry.
They need to rework her again though, right? Like, they need to give her back her old design at some point, man. That's all I'm saying. Poor freaking Yuni, holy crap. Two broken hearts sit together across from one another. Each understands the other more than anyone else ever could. Each feels sorry for the other, and both are afraid of losing what is most precious to them. And so they sit together, and they cry.
Sorry to keep you guys waiting.
Mihara!
Yuni senses strange vibes coming from Mihara. She knows she made a deal that she can't back out of now, right?
Huh?
She made a very rash decision without consulting Yuni or telling her what she was going to do. She hid it from her.
What's wrong? Is something on your mind?
Yuni shakes her head.
What are those marks on Mori's neck?
Huh? Oh, nothing. I just bumped into a wall.
Do you bump into a wall? Somebody grabs your throat?
Isn't that right, Yuni?
It's like the same age-old, like, I fell down the stairs. Everybody knows the difference, okay? You know abuse when you see signs of abuse.
Isn't that right?
But she's trying to cover for her because she doesn't want her to be, scolded, right? Or reprimanded for her actions.
Well, I think something happened. But whatever it was, it seems like you two have resolved it. So, I won't press.
She's not stupid.
I appreciate it. Anyways, what took you so long? Did something happen?
No, nothing happened.
They're also not stupid.
I just found a way to become stronger, that's all.
What do you mean by that?
Excuse me.
Mana opens the door and comes inside.
Oh, wow. We were about to make our way over to you. I appreciate you coming to us.
I think we can skip the small talk. Here.
Mana hands Mori a glass jar containing crystals and batteries.
These are the E2 crystals for the operation.
So obviously she's been in contact with Jian, right?
Okay.
As I mentioned, they absorb electrical energy and are incredibly dangerous. For NIKKEs, even the slightest physical contact with these crystals will cause the body to be corrupted.
So is she gonna be the one that performs the installing of the Rapture Core in Mihara?
Do not ever take them out of the jar, under any circumstances. If by any chance you do accidentally come into contact with the crystals,
You'll be forfeiting your life.
you must immediately shut down the power to that area of your body to prevent it from spreading. Understood?
Got it.
Mihara,
Yes?
everything is riding on this. Failure isn't an option.
I owe you, Mana.
It is a risky operation.
If you want to repay me, come back alive. All of you. I'll be waiting.
We'll come back, no matter what.
Sound of something melting. Sound of something boiling. Sound of flowing liquid. Amidst those countless sinister sounds, Little Mermaid opens her eyes. Beyond the thinning bubble lies a crimson ocean, and inside that lies Gluttony's core, staring back at her. Time is of the essence. Little Mermaid senses it immediately.
I've been discovered. Gluttony knows I've been hiding the AA pillar from it. The bubble barrier is thinner than before. Probably because I condensed some of the bubbles around the AA pillar. That must have made it easier to detect.
So, I mean, she's really, like, under a time crunch now. The bubble ignites as it touches the seawater. Droplets rush out to repair the crumbling bubble wall. Silver liquid seeps through the gaps that can't be repaired in time.
You really want to eat this, don't you?
Little Mermaid tightly embraces the encased AA pillar and gazes at Gluttony's core.
Well, you can't have it. I don't care how much you glare at me. I'm not handing it over. I won't let you have it. My bubbles will dissolve the energy. and it will disappear.
Searing pain courses through Mermaid's entire body, from her fingertips to her toes. At the same time, a bubbling sensation surges from within her.
I'm reaching my limit, and I'm starting to feel the side effects from the bubbles.
I was gonna say, like, she's pretty much like got all of her energy depleted here at this point, right? Like she's just fighting to hang on.
For long, my entire body will be turned into liquid metal. Ew.
As her vision gradually fades, the Little Mermaid wonders, if she closes her eyes, how many more times will she be able to open them?
No, not yet. I can't stop now. Not until all this energy is depleted.
Desperately embracing the immense energy to keep it from escaping, Little Mermaid closes her eyes again. Mihara and Yuni track Gluttony's movements. Meanwhile, Mori follows behind, not saying a word. Along the way, they encounter rapture after rapture, time and time again. They take them down, relocate Gluttony's trail, and press forward. It is Mori's first true skirmish with the rapture, entirely unlike her previous encounters with them. In the past, she had only caught glimpses of raptors while fleeing with support squads and digging holes to hide in. But this is something else altogether, and altogether more terrifying. It feels as if the raptors could end her life at any moment with a single attack. Her wounds accumulate and wear her down. So many times she wants to collapse, to run away. She wants nothing more than to dig a hole in the ground and hide. But each time Mori thinks of this, she clenches her teeth and think about the two others whom she dragged into this. She thinks about Yuni's eyes filled with tears and terrified of losing Mihara, of Mihara's relentless efforts to gain or grant her wish, of Siren, who had sacrificed herself in order to save everyone, and was now trapped inside Gluttony, facing her in imminent doom. Mori thinks about every word Siren had said, every affectionate gesture she had shown to her. And she recalls all this. Mori rejects her fear. She'd force herself up again, force her feet to move forward. She tightens her grip on her gun, even though she wants to grab a shovel and dig. On and on she runs without any concept of day or night, until finally...
I'm not seeing a trail anymore. Gluttony must be close.
We are just one step away from the place where Little Mermaid is waiting.
We finally found her.
Dude, she is really like overcoming everything.
There's a beach here. Yes, this should work nicely.
Is Gluttony here?
Yeah, it should be underground, within a 10-kilometer radius.
So it's close.
10 kilometers? How are we supposed to find it?
Very easily.
How do you think? We need to lure it out.
Somebody needs to give off a large amount of energy.
But how?
By using the beach, for starters. Setting up here will allow us to minimize the amount of raptures that could swarm us.
Then what?
Since Gluttony reacts to strong energy sources, I'd say it stands to reason that's what we have to use to lure it, don't you?
Yep.
Do we have something that's capable of producing that much energy?
We do. Both of you, listen to me carefully. I'll lure out Gluttony. Yuni, once I get it to stop, you need to make sure it doesn't close its mouth. You need to hold it open for as long as you can, however you can, until Mori and Siren are out of there. There's a chance they might not be able to escape through Gluttony's breathing hole.
How the hell is Yuni supposed to hold that mouth open?
While Yuni's doing that, Mori, you need to take the E2 crystals and hop inside its mouth.
The thing is massive.
Okay.
The main reason Siren refuses to come out is that she intends on sacrificing herself in order to eliminate the energy inside the AA pillar. In other words, if we can't convince Siren to leave of her own accord, we can't save her. That's why your role is the most crucial, Mori. Not only do you have to go back inside Gluttony and plant the E2 crystals onto its core, you also have to meet up with Siren and convince her to come out.
Dude, like, this is literally all riding on her shoulders.
You can do it. No, you need to do it.
It's what she wants, but that is an incredible and insurmountable undertaking.
We came here to save a life, not to lose our own.
You're right.
But everything that it was just saying about her and everything that she was literally like shoving aside to show her determination to this cause, I think really is going to factor into the success of this operation. It's how much she has grown, how confident she has become in the entirety of the story.
I have to do it. I have to save her no matter what. That's why I asked for your help.
That's the power of love. That's the power of somebody telling you you are worth it. Mori looks at Yuni and Mihara.
You both are risking your lives for my sake. I won't fail you.
You've become a real trustworthy ally, Mori.
There's another vote of confidence.
Don't make fun of me when I'm being serious.
She's not making fun of you.
All right. Anyway, shall we get started?
Mihara walks forward. Yuni urgently grabs Mihara's hand.
Yes, Yuni?
She's like, don't be reckless. Don't do anything rash. Yuni shakes her head at Mihara. Though she can't explain why, her instincts are telling her to stop Mihara.
Yuni.
Yuni shakes her head desperately, pleading for Mihara not to go through with this.
It's okay. I would never leave you behind. We promised each other that we would truly see each other, that we would feel each other's pain, and that we would atone for our sins together. I haven't forgotten that promise, and I intend to keep it.
Yuni and Mihara lock eyes.
Trust me, and wait. Failure is not an option.
Yuni lets go of Mihara's hand.
Thank you, Yuni. I'll be back.
Mihara steps forward again, leaving Yuni behind. I really hope we get a badass like cutscene for this or something, right?
Code release. Activate all cores to their limit.
Whoa.
Initiate fusion.
Recognition complete. Activate all cores in body to their limit. Error. Reaction error. Fusion unsuccess. Unlock code deep.
What? I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Holy shit, dude, what is going on?
Activate all cores in body to their limit.
What is going on?
Initiating fusion.
The area near Mihara's core starts to glow red. Dude, Jian knows something.
Mihara!
She is at the center of a dark secret. Mihara curls up, unable to withstand the pain.
What did you just say? Put what where?
Mana, you did receive what I sent, didn't you?
I believe so.
So my suspicions were right. She was going to be the one to install the Rapture Core.
Are you talking about this?
Mana points to a palm-sized black box.
That's it. Looks like it arrived safely. I was worried because the elevator wasn't working properly. I suppose sending something small doesn't pose any issues.
I would like you to insert this in my body.
Excuse me?
It's a special gift I prepared for Mihara. To get her stronger much more quickly. Tuck it safe and sound beside her NIKKE core if you would. I would have loved to handle it myself, what with this being the first experiment and all. But as you know, I don't exactly have freedom of movement right now.
I'm still not following.
Install the core and be done with it.
Mihara was the one who contacted me. Quite eagerly, I must say. She told me she requires additional strength in order to fight gluttony. Given that she couldn't utilize her current body's ability to its fullest, she wanted my help. And to that end, she agreed to become my test subject.
Mihara?
Even Mana's appalled. She's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have did that.
That's why I prepared this little doohickey for her. It's quite risky to be sure, but if you want to enhance a NIKKE's abilities in one go, it's the best option available.
So it's meant to enhance NIKKE's abilities, yet you're having me insert it beside her core separately. Is this a Rapture Core?
You would know.
You're familiar with the ins and outs of NIKKE bodies. I'm sure you can insert it next to her current core easily enough, right?
This is incredibly dangerous. If I insert this inside her, the NIKKE core could...
Do you remember your promise from long ago? You said you would help me the next time I wanted to do something good. Well, now's that time. I can't leave the Ark at the moment. And Mihara needs to fortify her strength straight away. That leaves us with you, Mana. You're the only one who can do this.
You call inserting this inside a NIKKE a good thing?
Of course. I'm giving a NIKKE who wants to be stronger the power she deserves.
In order to save another NIKKE, a very important NIKKE as well.
What's more benevolent than that?
But a NIKKE and Rapture Core can't exist together. You of all people should know that a NIKKE's core...
Yes, I know. NIKKE cores have a barrier which prevents them from reacting with other cores. But what if you could break past that barrier?
What? Are you telling me you figured out a way? How?
That's my little secret.
Dude, I'm telling you, she is evil.
If I told you, you might have to get sent somewhere awfully dangerous. You don't want that, do you?
No.
Now then, be a good girl, would you? Don't let your curiosity get the best of you. Don't peek inside the box and just put it inside her, okay?
Understood.
What's this barrier you're both talking about?
NIKKE cores have a safety mechanism,
The nymph?
which makes it so they can't react with other cores. Even if it's two NIKKE cores in one body, it prevents them from interacting. It would also prevent Rapture cores from devouring the NIKKE core. And vice versa.
You mean NIKKE and Rapture cores can consume each other?
Yes, a clear example of that is core dust.
Okay.
It can distill a Rapture core down to its essence and use that to stimulate growth within a NIKKE's own core.
Jien!
You are letting on some valuable information.
Oh dear, there I go again, running my mouth. If you knew any more about this, Mihara, you'd never be allowed up on the surface again. So I'll stop there. On the other hand, it's nice knowing the stakes, don't you think?
So the more information you know, the more bound you are to the Ark. There's reason behind that, okay?
Of course. It's important to know these things.
They don't want anybody outside knowing the results of their research.
Now then, Mihara, once that core is implanted into your body, all the abilities you previously couldn't draw out from your body will fully awaken. If there are no changes after the surgery, then it means your body itself is defective. However, I can quite confidently say that my sister is the best of the best when it comes to building Nikkes. So I'm sure you'll become much stronger, Mihara. That is, if you can endure the pain.
She can endure the pain.
Every prior test subject has died because they couldn't withstand the pain. You, however, said you'd be willing to do anything. So I'm sure you'll be able to endure it, won't you?
Of course.
I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Mihara clenches her teeth. This right here, this is the screenshot. This is the thumbnail, guys. That is the thumbnail right there. Just as Jian warned, a pain beyond anything imaginable courses through Mihara's body. Her vision repeatedly turns red, fades away, and then comes back.
Warning, system error. Warning, core response error. Warning, core resonance activation. Connecting code. Error. Warning, core type. Match. Error. Warning, barrier. Reactivation required.
A series of warning sounds and error messages blare out.
I know you're not used to a core like this, but you've got to accept it.
Mihara closes her eyes and begins to suppress the sensation surging through her. Inside her body, near her core, is a searing heat like a blazing inferno. The conflagration expands and begins to engulf Mihara's own core.
Warning, barrier. Reactivation required. Warning, barrier. Reactivation required.
Countless warning sounds echo in her head. Mihara's movement, senses, and everything slowly become consumed by the fire.
If this continues, my body will...
Mihara's body begins glowing even redder. The inside of her core boils like a massive fireball, a volcano on the verge of eruption. As it rages on, her consciousness drifts further and further away. It's then that Mihara realizes, the moment she is completely consumed by the flames, she, as she knows herself, would cease to exist. The Rapture Core is going to consume the Nikke Core. From somewhere she can't see, someone is screaming. A familiar voice cries out in agony. It screams, imploring her not to leave her behind again. Who is it? Who's calling me? Yuni and Mihara lock eyes. Yuni's eyes tremble with fear, terrified of losing Mihara once again. Her eyes beg Mihara to keep her promise. Mihara can't let those eyes be filled with despair again. Mihara bites down on her cheek. Harder. The sharp pain in her mouth pulls Mihara back to life.
Me. Don't worry. I'll accept it all. The pain. The sorrow. The desperation. All of it. I'll take it all in. I will never abandon you. This time, no matter what, I will bring you back on the right path. If we die together. And if we live together.
Dude, she's so freaking cool, man. Holy shit, dude. What a touching moment.
I will claim this power as my own in order to protect our bond, no matter how great the pain.
Just complete badass.
I'll do this so that no one will ever take you away from me again.
Light begins to radiate from Mihara's body.
Mihara?
A purplish light dark enough, almost to be black, bursts forth from Mihara's core. And chain-like patterns of the same color spread all over her body. Mihara recognizes the changes in her body. She now realizes how to awaken the sensations contained within all living things. No matter how much larger her target is, no matter how overwhelmingly powerful they are, or how much pain they can endure, none of it matters anymore. So long as her foes are alive and connected to her via these chains on her body, she knows that she can now feel their pain as well. She can endure any amount of suffering they inflict upon her. Of that, she is certain.
Such power. My arms could be ripped off. My entire body could be smashed to a pulp. And I would enjoy it.
I'm getting chills.
There's no limit to the pain that I can now endure. How thrilling. Oh, the fun I'm going to have.
She's doing something to me. Holy moly. With the clinking sound of chain links, the patterns on her body fade and then disappear into her skin.
In order to establish a connection with these chains,
Mihara lifts the pendulum attached to the end of her whip.
all I have to do is stab the enemy with this. Siren was right. If this is the kind of ability she originally envisioned, then the sensory exchange I was capable of before could only be considered a failure.
Mihara looks at Yuni and Mori, who are watching her anxiously.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I've never felt this powerful in my life. Almost omnipotent. And considering how much energy I just released, it's bound to come calling. Everyone, back up.
Holy smokes on that image though. Woof! That's some cake. Gluttony emerges from the ground.
Gluttony!
Now that our guest has accepted my invitation, let's go, Yuni.
Mihara steps forward, resembling a female prison warden about to weave a massive prison for her prey.
Let the hunt begin.
Ooh. Damn, dude. Mihara swings her whip towards Gluttony. Sensing the threat, Gluttony attempts to retreat downward.
Sorry to tell you this, but you're not going anywhere.
So now it's like able to sense whenever it's in danger? That's interesting. Because again, we were told that it only has the ability to react to its primal instinct, which is to consume, right? Mihara lunges forward, striking at Gluttony with the pendulum. Gluttony twists its body and blocks the blade with its teeth.
Darn, it's good at sensing danger. Maybe it knows instinctively that a hit from this is bad news.
Survival instinct? Mihara steps back and swings the pendulum towards Gluttony once more.
Mihara, watch out for the tentacles!
Gluttony extends its tentacles towards Mihara. Yuni grabs the tentacles. Gluttony's tentacles writhe as if trying to escape Yuni's grip. but she clenches the squirming bundles of feelers tightly and refuses to let go. Almost like they're a throat.
Yuni.
With a thundering roar, a shower of splinters bursts from Gluttony's body.
Everyone, duck!
Mori fires her weapon confidently at the shards, hurtling towards Mihara and Yuni, and is fighting back and not running away like a coward. Some fragments that she wasn't able to shoot down fall to the ground.
Wow, your shooting is really improved, Mori.
I still missed a few, so don't get too comfortable.
But she's standing up to Gluttony.
Thankfully, it's too busy digesting something to spew out that silver liquid. In that case, we've got a chance.
Mihara tightens her grip on her whip and charges forward. Mihara dodges the gaping maw attempting to swallow her, and drives the pendulum into Gluttony.
Now then.
Dark purple chain-like patterns begin to etch themselves onto Gluttony's body, accompanied by a cold, metallic sound. At the same time, similar patterns appear on Mihara's body.
Now that our chains are connected, why don't we swap our senses?
What? The chain patterns engraved on Gluttony and Mihara's bodies glow a lambent purple, and the sound of chains tightening fills the air.
I can feel it. So this is what you're feeling.
Hungry.
You really do have so much inside you. And you've never felt the sensation of your own cheek being bitten down on, have you? Would you like me to show you?
Ooh, buddy. She's getting torturous.
Let's enjoy this pain together.
Mihara opens wide and bites down on the inside of her mouth. So any pain that she's feeling is going to be replicated for Gluttony. That's a very crazy ability. Gluttony convulses as if in unbearable pain.
You're so spirited now. Why don't we enjoy a little more?
Oh, she's having fun with this! Gluttony trembles violently, its teeth clattering from the agony.
My goodness, I didn't expect the pain to be so bad that you'd try to close your mouth. We can't have that. Otherwise Mori won't be able to pass through. Yuni?
Yuni lets go of the tentacles and quickly dashes forward. She pries open the struggling Gluttony's mouth and forces her body inside. While bearing the weight of its descending fangs, she keeps its jaw forcibly open.
Yuni!
It's part of the plan. That's what you decided on, Mihara. Gluttony continues to spasm in pain. Yuni uses every ounce of her strength to keep the creature's mouth open as the crushing weight of the razor-sharp teeth bears down on her.
No! Your body can't handle the stress! You're incredible, Yuni.
Yuni.
Hurry up and get in there, Mori! What are you doing?
You have exactly 30 minutes, not a second more. After that, my sensory exchange will be severed. You've got to convince Siren before then.
30 minutes? That's all I have?
Go!
Can you do it?
Yes, I can do this.
Then go. Go and rescue Siren.
Now!
Okay.
Mori looks at Yuni, who seems to be calling to her. Yuni and Mori lock eyes.
I can't believe it. Did she just wish you good luck?
I think so. Thank you, Yuni. I'll rescue Siren if it's the last thing I do.
Mori looks ahead towards the black chasm that is Gluttony's gaping maw. Meanwhile, Yuni desperately continues to keep the jaws open. Mori hurtles herself towards the creature's mouth, and the black abyss slowly draws closer to her. Suddenly, something falls at her feet. It better not be the crystals, dude. A compass and a map that guide the way to the Ark. A first aid kit to heal her wounds. A chocolate bar to keep her hunger at bay. A field shovel that has saved her skin more than once at critical moments. I know exactly where this is going. All the things that she held so near and dear to herself. All of these items of importance to who she was and not who she is now. Everything that has kept her alive until now falls to the ground. And the reality she had been determined to avoid comes rushing at her head on. Along with it, the fear of death comes crashing in.
No.
Somewhere deep inside her, a voice screams for her to stop. A part of her wants to stop right there and cry out that she can't do this. This is clearly insane. Like a suicide mission. What if Siren is already dead? What if she never realizes Mori is coming to save her? What if there's still even the tiniest bit of silver liquid left in Gluttony's throat? Or if Yuni can't hold on any longer and the mouth closes? What if Mihara collapses and can no longer restrain Gluttony?
No.
She'll die. She'll die in the most excruciating way. The life she's fought so hard to hold on to will crumble away in an instant. Just like how that shovel fell to the ground, so will she go plummeting into death's cold embrace.
No!
Even so, she has to run. She must. There are people out there who have risked their lives for her. It's time for her to repay the affection she's been given. She's here to save that person who reached out and gave her a reason to live. She has to go to her. Mori ignores the fallen remnants of her life, summons her strength, and pushes off the ground with all her might. She sends herself hurtling forward.
Siren!
Hurtling towards the lifeless abyss. Screw everything that made me and got me to where I am. It's time to move forward. There's a massive tremor, and the Crimson Sea begins to surge violently, and we know that Siren, currently at least in this scene, is not gone yet, so that's good.
That sound.
Little Mermaid lifts her head and gazes above.
Gluttony is shaking?
Little Mermaid closes her eyes and focuses on the sounds Gluttony is making. Deep vibrations reverberate throughout Gluttony's body as it tries to move. Meanwhile, all the liquid inside it churns violently.
It's as if it's fighting against something. But what?
Little Mermaid focuses even more, listening intently to the noises coming from outside. The sound of something being pierced into Gluttony's body. The agonizing cries of Gluttony as it writhes in pain.
Something is hurting it.
The sound of something blocking Gluttony's mouth. sound of footsteps.
Someone's running this way?
Siren!
Ah!
Little Mermaid looks up. Through the gap of Gluttony's open mouth, light pours in. And within that light,
Ah!
Mori's there.
Mori!
Little Mermaid frantically raises her hand.
I need to save her!
The bubble stretches from Little Mermaid's fingertips and wraps around Mori. Shortly after, the bubble lands on the tree.
Mori!
I really thought I was gonna die.
What are you doing here again?
Hold on.
Mori hurriedly digs through her belongings. Inside a glass bottle, the E2 crystals and battery remain intact.
Thank goodness. I got it through safely.
Mori?
Siren,
Mori grabs Little Mermaid's arm.
let's get out of here.
Oh?
Hell yes, dude! Hell yes!
Let's get out of this place, Siren.
ASAP.
Mihara and Yuni are waiting for us outside. They're keeping Gluttony from moving. We need to leave at once.
I can't.
You have to.
I must ensure the AA Pillar's energy is completely depleted.
You can do that outside. You just need to take it with you so that Gluttony can't consume it.
That's impossible. Gluttony is instinctively drawn to substantial energy sources. Even if we take it outside, Gluttony won't stop chasing it until it's consumed once more.
I wonder if they're going, and this is just me thinking aloud, I wonder if they're going to use the crystals on the AA pillar instead of using it on the core of Gluttony.
If it does swallow it and ends up digesting it, there'll be no going back.
Then we have to take out Gluttony.
I'm sorry. I can't go up against Gluttony now. Not with my powers weakened as they are.
Look, we can use this.
Mori holds out the glass bottle and shows it to Little Mermaid.
What is that?
This thing absorbs electrical energy. If we can lodge it into Gluttony's core, we might be able to stop it.
Oh, how does it work?
I honestly don't really understand the mechanics, but Mana, a researcher from MMR, said that if this comes into contact with Gluttony's core, it'll expand and absorb all of Gluttony's energy until it ceases to be.
But doesn't that mean it would also be dangerous for us NIKKEs?
1,000,000%!
Yes, but Mana said it'll be fine as long as it's contained somehow, like in this glass bottle.
Or in a bubble.
They were originally intending to use the AA pillar to eliminate the crystals, but then Gluttony swallowed it and threw a wrench in the works.
So that's what the AA pillar was doing here in the first place.
I don't pretend to know all the details, but if we inject this into Gluttony's core, we can stop it. So let's be done with this and get the hell out of here.
But didn't they say, like, at the beginning of this that they haven't ever been able to get close to the core? Because it keeps moving? Little Mermaid takes the glass bottle from Mori.
Siren?
Mori,
Yes?
you came back to this hellish place to give me this?
Yes.
Thank you, Mori. And I'm sorry.
Little Mermaid gently removes Mori's hands from her arm.
But I'm not leaving this place.
You gotta leave.
What?
I will use this to defeat Gluttony. But first, you must leave.
No. I'm not leaving without you.
I might not be able to hit Gluttony's core on the first try, I do manage to insert it into the core, it might not have the effect that we expect.
Then use it on the AA pillar.
Someone has to stay behind and keep watch.
Then we'll both stay.
We don't know how dangerous these crystals are, or what effects they will have on the bubbles, or Nikke's. If things go wrong, we could both end up dead.
And we'll die together.
Mori!
Don't even think about using your kotodama on me.
He called her out immediately.
No matter how many times you send me out, I'll find a way to crawl back in.
Mori, don't do this.
She cares so much about her.
No, you stop this. Don't throw your life away just because there's a tiny chance things might not go as planned. If there's even the slightest possibility, you need to cling to it. Stay alive.
Mori.
I know that I can't be of any help here. I'm not a goddess of victory like you. And even getting Gluttony to swallow me was a struggle. I can't even shoot well enough to block all the debris flying at me and my friends. There's no way I can lodge these crystals into Gluttony's core either. Not with my pathetic strength. I'm just a useless Nikke with nothing but this body.
She's not useless, and at least she's got more of a spine than Leviathan.
An incompetent member of the incubator squad who's about to be scrapped. I can't make a single impact in this filthy, cruel world.
She doesn't realize yet about the deal that Mihara made to make sure that she wasn't going to be scrapped either, right?
I know that, but...
Mori stares straight at Little Mermaid with tear-filled eyes.
I want to save you! I want to do that much. At least. You told me to live. That you were glad I was born. You saved my life. I want to see a world where you can be happy. So live. Show me that it's possible. Prove to me that the world is a kind and beautiful place. That as long as you keep living, someday happiness will come.
Mori...
Prove to me that kindness should be repaid with kindness. That this is how we can find happiness. That good people will be rewarded someday. You're the only person who's ever celebrated my existence. You're the one and only true goddess of victory.
Dude, Mori is like skyrocketing to one of my favorite Nikkes so far, dude. She's so good. And we started off not being too fond of her, but they've done such a fantastic job in the storyline with Mori.
Goddess of victory.
I don't want to live in a world where you're not around. I'll lose all semblance of hope. How could I go on living in a world where no one celebrates my being there? So live for me. Even if there's one small chance at survival. Cling to it and seize victory. Stay alive and keep surviving. Save me.
Mori extend her hand towards Little Mermaid.
My goddess of victory.
Oh, dude. The storyline's so damn good. Little Mermaid looks at Mori's outstretched hand. And then into her eyes, which stare straight back at her. They're the eyes of someone who truly believes in her. Eyes filled with unwavering faith. Eyes that seem utterly unbreakable. In those eyes, Little Mermaid can see herself, Mori's goddess of victory. Finally, something dawns upon Little Mermaid. She recalls how so many years ago her friend had offered her hand in front of the lift. And the vow they made that day.
But the story isn't over yet. I must continue writing it. Not just for myself, but for all of you as well.
Did we step into the lift that day expecting to succeed? No. We never tried to predict our success. Instead, we simply carried out our mission, which was to rewrite our story.
I promise that the story we'll write from now on won't be one of failure, but one with a happy ending.
To reach a happy ending,
Come, let's write our story.
we risk our lives to become goddesses of victory who will never fail again.
Oh,
Little Mermaid looks again at the hand extended toward her. Every time she wavered and wanted to run away, her friend's unshakable faith guided her. And now, once more, that hand is reaching out to her.
you're right. I can't give up. If there's even the slightest chance of us being able to rewrite our story, I have to take it.
Little Mermaid grabs Mori's hand.
I will survive.
Hell yes!
I will become the indomitable goddess of victory.
Hell yes!
Yes, that's it.
Together, we'll survive and forge our own happy ending.
Yes!
Dude, hell yes, man.
Looks like you've finally calmed down a bit.
Gluttony seems to be consumed by pain, its body shaking violently and stiffening.
Even a big old rapture like you has its limits when it comes to pain, huh?
Yuni's arms, which have been holding Gluttony's mouth open, begin to creak.
Yuni. It's exerting a lot of force, isn't it?
Yuni nods her head.
Shall I help you lift this?
Yuni shakes her head.
You can handle it? You're incredible, Yuni. I know it must be tough, but you're holding up well.
Yuni looks at her creaking arms. The force is immense, but she can't let go. Because the moment she does, 2 lives will be in danger. Yuni suddenly feels as if the weight is pressing down on her is that of 2 lives. And then she remembers the way she frivolously threw words around when taking countless lives. If she were to bear the weight of all the lives lost to her thoughtless words back then, just how heavy would it be? In that instant, Yuni feels the unbearable weight of her sins. She now realizes the full weight of that promise she made then. The promise that she would do anything. The greater her realization, the greater the weight of her sins upon her shoulders. It crushes her, suffocates her.
Yuni,
Yuni looks at Mihara.
it's okay. You're not alone. I'm here to bear the burden with you. That's why I gain this strength. So, let's save them. Let's rescue those who see our presence as a gift. The ones who consider us friends. If we keep saving them all, one by one, maybe someday.
Someday they'll feel they've righted their wrongs, right?
We'll be able to find the path to redemption. I'll be right there with you, Yuni, until we reach the end of that path. So don't be afraid. Anyway, I wonder if Mori managed to convince Siren. What's with all this shaking?
From inside Gluttony's mouth, 2 small bubbles pop out.
Bubbles?
The 2 tiny bubbles float towards Yuni and Mihara's ears and whisper,
Yuni! Mihara!
Siren?
Get back!
Yuni!
Mihara quickly pulls out the pendulum and retreats along with Yuni. Just as they've made their escape, a massive water bubble shoots out of Gluttony's mouth.
Wow!
bubble plunges into the ocean. And then,
Yuni, get down!
as Mihara pulls Yuni down, silver liquid pours down from the sky.
Don't worry.
Mihara opens her eyes. A massive purple bubble spreads out above Yuni and Mihara like an umbrella. Siren, she's out! At the center stands Little Mermaid and Mori.
I won't let anything hurt you. Ever.
Siren.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Dude, a few minutes earlier.
Siren?
Oh?
Do I really have to fire this thing?
Uh-huh.
Mori nervously looks at the bubble gun in her hand.
Let me make sure I've got this right. The bubble bullet containing the crystals is loaded in here. And once I pull the trigger, it'll fly straight towards the core, right?
Uh-huh. And while you do that, I'll send this entire space up to the surface. That way, we can protect ourselves from any unforeseen dangers the crystals might pose.
Smart tactic.
You're going to bring up this entire area?
That's why I need your help. The moment I make this space float, that's when you fire that gun. That way, the bullet will hit the core at the same time we surface.
It's risky, but I think they can pull it off.
But what if I mess up? What if I miss the core?
Then I guess you guys just gotta deal with gluttony in other ways.
It's okay. The bullet will find its mark. I guarantee it.
In other words, even if I miss, you'll use your kotodama to make sure it lands where it should.
Uh-huh.
All right then.
Mori positions herself under the bubble tree, where she has the clearest view of Gluttony's core.
I'm ready. Let me know when I need to shoot.
Uh-huh. All right then.
Little Mermaid closes her eyes and gives a command to every bubble in the surrounding area.
All together now. Let's rise to the surface.
With a powerful tremor, the space encased in bubbles begins to float.
Mori, now!
Mori locks her eyes on the Gluttony's floating red core.
Here goes nothing.
She pulls the trigger. The bullet ejects from the bubble gun, pierces through the bubble wall, and heads straight for Gluttony's core.
Siren!
Hit your mark.
Did it work?
I thought I was gonna die back there.
Mori collapses onto the ground.
What about the crystals?
We made sure it hit Gluttony's core. We saw it start to expand.
The formerly paralyzed Gluttony starts to slowly lurch about.
I guess that wasn't quite enough to do the trick.
Yes, but it looks like it had no effect.
Little Mermaid points to Gluttony's mouth. Inside its gaping maw, countless crystals continually form and dissolve into silver liquid.
Looks like it chowed down on those crystals, all right.
Uh-huh. We must eliminate Gluttony once and for all before the silver liquid completely dissolves the crystals.
So the digestive fluid is trying to counteract the crystals, which are absorbing the energy within the raptor. AKA, it is slowed to a point that we need to do something to help the progress.
So, I'd like to ask,
Let's kick the shit out of it!
will you fight by my side?
Littler Mermaid turns around.
As if you had to ask.
Huh?
Of course we're with you. That's why we came here.
Cuckoo!
Yeah, don't be silly and ask such an obvious question. I already told you, we're all coming back alive.
Little Mermaid is surrounded by friends who risk their lives to save her. Friends who are unbreakable.
You're right! We're all making it out of here alive. Let's win this together!
All right.
Encounter!
Oh, dude, it is on! I don't even care. I'm letting this play out. I want to see Gluttony get smashed. That's all I'm saying, right? This has got to be, this has just got to be part of the video. You guys got to witness it. The downfall of Gluttony, and then Little Mermaid being rescued. Dude, holy crap on this, the storyline. It's freaking fantastic. I gotta listen to the soundtrack now to make sure that I can hear this for the brief moment that Gluttony's alive. Sounds like there's some techno, sounds like there's some screaming. I'm sure I'll hear it when it becomes a more formidable boss, right? Sounds good though, I'll say that much. Gluttony roars at the ground.
Doesn't this thing ever get tired? It's taken one heck of a beating, and it's still making such intense vibrations.
The core is certainly holding up better than we expected. It isn't breaking apart like we thought it would.
No, but it's definitely weakened substantially.
Maybe the core has gotten weak, and there's not enough energy reaching the crystals.
If only we could throw some kind of bait to make the core expand and the crystals grow larger.
Bait! Ah! I've got just the thing!
What? Oh, you mean the AA pillar?
I was gonna say.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that thing.
Since it's already been melted by the silver liquid, it should be absorbed quickly.
If we feed that to the core, the crystals should grow much larger.
True, because there will be more energy for it to absorb, right?
Uh-huh.
Well then, let's get this thing to open wide, so you can feed it a little treat.
Let's go. All right.
Mori fires a barrage of bullets at Gluttony's battered body. Its tentacles try to burrow into the ground to avoid the bullets. But Yuni grabs a hold of them, preventing the beast from retreating underground.
Nice going, Yuni.
Mihara swings her whip towards Gluttony and lodges the pendulum firmly into its body. Gluttony spews silver liquid into the air. And then, of course, Siren is going to protect us, right?
Watch out.
Shield us. The umbrella.
Out.
As Little Mermaid whispers, an array of bubbles expand and shield the group.
Don't you dare go around spewing such dangerous stuff.
Chain patterns appear on Mihara and Gluttony's body and begin to glow.
Shall we have another go at it together?
Mihara bites down on the inside of her cheek. For a brief moment, Gluttony freezes as if unable to withstand the pain.
Siren!
Oh, you want this pillar so badly? Come and get it!
As Little Mermaid stretches her arm, bubbles brimming with the AA pillar energy bloom in the air. Okay, maybe this is gonna be the thumbnail. This is just too freaking nice, man. I can't ignore that. This gotta be the thumbnail.
Everyone, step back!
The artwork is top tier.
Okay.
All right.
Mihara yanks out the pendulum. In a desperate fit, Gluttony opens his mouth wide and lunges toward Little Mermaid, its colossal body scraping against the ground.
You want food?
Little Mermaid swings her hand, and the bubbles all fly towards Gluttony's core.
Then chew on this!
Suck on this! The silver liquid within the bubbles seeps into Gluttony's core. Then, The E2 crystals absorb the energy surging forth from the core, causing them to rapidly expand.
Break apart!
Is that Dakota Dama? At last, Gluttony's core shatters. Shatters! Gluttony collapses to the ground. The crystal that filled its mouth shatter as well.
It's finally
Was it not enough? The underground vibrations grow fainter.
What's that?
I think it's Gluttony's main body.
It has another form?
Wait, you're telling me there's more to this thing?
No wonder I sensed something more when I exchanged senses with it. That must have been the connection to its main body.
You're right. When I was inside its throat, I used the bubbles to investigate.
So it's not dead?
Gluttony consists of one massive main body, with multiple mouths attached to it. The place where I was staying was inside the throat of one of those mouth organs.
So, the core we just destroyed is the core of that mouth?
I'm afraid so.
So that's why you kept saying we were inside its throat and not its stomach. That's some rapture.
That's really bad. Because if that's how dangerous the throat is, then how dangerous is the stomach?
How can you still laugh at a time like this? What are we gonna do if that thing comes back?
It won't. Judging by how faint those sounds are, it seems to have run away.
So it severed one of its mouths and fled?
It most likely ran away because its main body was about to be swallowed by the crystal.
Nice to know we had it against the ropes. Considering how it ran off with its tail tucked between its legs, I doubt it will be back anytime soon.
So I wonder if this is a tactic that we're probably going to utilize going forth whenever we encounter any other Tyrant-class raptors.
It knows that this place is filled with its worst nightmare.
So what then? Did we win?
Yes, we did.
The battle, not the war.
We won.
We won! We won!
Mori collapses to the ground. Yuni also collapses.
Good job, everyone!
She should be the one collapsing.
Siren, how does it feel to be back in the great outdoors after so long?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I guess it has been a long time for you.
Yeah. It's been a really long time.
Little Mermaid looks up at the sky. Instead of the familiar underwater scenery, a real sky comes into view.
Wow, the sun is rising.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Beyond the horizon, the sun slowly ascends, bathing the surroundings in a golden light.
It's breathtaking. The world is so beautiful.
You bet it is.
Mihara, Yuni, Mori.
Tears flow from Little Mermaid's eyes.
Thank you for saving me.
Siren.
What are you crying for?
Because I'm so thankful.
She saved the last.
I never thought I'd be able to see the sun again.
Now she can encounter Cinderella and Grave And she could be reunited with her friends, guys.
To be able to set my feet on solid ground, breathe in fresh air. I didn't even dare dream of it.
Siren.
Thank you for saving me, for not giving up on me, for extending your hands out to me.
Oh man, don't you cry. If you do, I'll start crying too.
Oh.
Mori covers her face with her hands.
Don't cry, Mori.
Don't you start laughing. Do you have any idea how worried I was? Don't you ever do that again. No more heroic sacrifices or any of that nonsense. Never again. You hear me?
Yes, okay.
Before the dazzling golden sunrise, a flustered little mermaid consoles Mori, who is wiping away tears. Meanwhile, Yuni simply gazes at the moving scene before her.
Yuni. How are you feeling? How does it feel saving someone for the first time?
Yuni looks at her battered arms, then at Mori and Little Mermaid, who are laughing together.
Feels good? If you feel good, then so do I. You did great, Yuni. All right, you two. That's enough moving around now. That girl. Isn't that one of your bubbles, Siren?
Oh?
Everyone looks in the direction Mihara is pointing and sees a girl with long pigtails made of purplish bubbles.
Those are the bubbles I sent to find Cinderella.
Little Mermaid reaches out towards the girl, but the bubbles disperse and eventually dissipate.
What's she doing here?
Siren, over there. Look.
Mori points behind Little Mermaid. Dude, I swear to God, if it actually shows her reunite with Cinderella right now, I'm gonna lose it. Holy shit, dude! No friggin' way!
Siren? Cinderella?
Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh my God!
Our voices soar together, hand in hand, chains. Is it really you?
Holy shit!
It's warm.
Oh my God, dude!
Cinderella.
Oh my God!
I missed you, Siren.
An ape?
Siren, it's Eve. Oh, Eve?
Oh my God!
Siren. It's a good thing you decided to stay alive, huh?
That was the best storyline yet, man. Holy shit, dude. I thought for sure they were gonna save that for like the bonus scene or something for hard mode. And that was the perfect way to end this storyline. Oh my god, I had so many friggin' tears streaming out my friggin' face right now. That was the absolute perfect way to end it. Holy crap. Unbreakable Sphere is like the best. The absolute best. That was a 1,000,000 out of 10. A 1,000,000 out of 10. We gotta see what the updated field looks like, right? I'm just curious. Everything's back to normal, the sun is shining. We're still here in this bubble world that we escaped from. But holy crap, man. That was something else. That was by far, like, the best storyline, the most touching moment for sure. They're reunited at last. This is exactly what we wanted. Siren saved. She's back at Cinderella and Aid. Mori, friggin' standout, like, character. Just best character progression yet. Literally all of the trials and tribulations that Mihara and Yuni had to go through as well in order to try to be able to help Siren escape, to literally offering herself up as a guinea pig for GN so that way she could get that Rapture Core, to get the power she needed to combat Gluttony. Just so many great moments in these two chapters, these two story events, right? It's unfathomable how the team just keeps pulling out some of the best story content that I've experienced in any game ever. It's crazy. And I honestly can't wait to see where things go from here. Let me know your own thoughts down in the comments below, and we will discuss. And if you guys have watched this long, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Holy crap, the story is moving. Hopefully you guys had great luck on your pulls, and if you're planning on saving for the collaboration event, I don't blame you as well. I will be trying my hardest to get those characters as well when they release in June. Good lord, dude, this is just top tier. A top tier event. It's astounding. Again, if I can encourage you guys, please give the video a thumbs up, and also please consider subscribing to the channel for more Goddess of Victory NIKKE content. I would appreciate it very much. I am gonna go and dry my eyes now and then really enjoy my time with these NIKKEs and just make sure that I'm doing literally everything I can in this game and try to fully enjoy it every single day as I have been since launch. This game is something else, man. It is something else. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me for this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.